My name is Frankie, and I'm on a mission this year to build 12 passive income streams in 12 months to help me earn my time and freedom back. I'm documenting everything here on this new channel to help others hopefully do the same. For my May challenge, I decided to do something that I have been meaning to do for the last year and a half, which is to finally record my audiobook for my third book, Save Half, Retire Fast. Now, I previously recorded audiobooks for my first book, The Money Resolution, and my second book, Money You Can Hack It, but these books were much shorter to say the least. I think 130 and 180 pages respectively. This third book is nearly 300 pages long, but I finally committed to it. I got it done over the last few weeks, and I am now here to share how it all went. By the way, I did all of this that I'm talking about today through ACX, which is Amazon Creation Exchange. In doing so, ACX will actually list your audiobook on Amazon, Audible, and even iTunes. Today, I'm going to cover how much money you can realistically expect to make from audiobooks, how to actually record your audiobook, my just personal tips and tricks, I guess, and finally, how you can actually be an audiobook narrator even if you don't have your own book. All right, let's start with the fun stuff. Income. How much money can you expect to make? Now, I obviously can't answer that for everyone, but I will share my numbers as an indie author. For my first book, when I had no audience and pretty much no idea what I was doing, the audiobook went live on May 8th, 2019. I've sold 180 units and earned 0 bounties, which you can get if people sign up to Audible using your referral link. ACX says that you can earn up to $75 for each referred member that remains a member for at least 61 days. I have never promoted my link, but maybe you could, or maybe I should, so my link is in the description. I don't know. For my second book, the audiobook was published on April 13th, 2021, and I have since sold 81 units. All told, between my two audiobooks, I have sold 261 units. That's around 65 units a year or so, which is roughly 6 units a month. Here's how my 261 sales break down. 162 sales are AL units, which means audiobook units bought by Audible listener members using their membership credit. I earned 40% of sales for all audiobooks in theory, but when I look at this section, it looks like I end up with around 25% for AL unit sales. 60 sales are ALOP units, which means audiobook units bought by Audible listener members not using their membership credit, and I get 40% of this revenue. 39 sales are ALC units, which means audiobook units bought by customers that are not Audible listener members, and I earn 40% of those sales. If you get 40% of the revenue on a $20 audiobook, you would earn $8 for that sale. That said, you actually can't control your Audible price, at least not to my knowledge. My first book is currently on sale for $5.99, and my second book is listed at $17.35, pretty big gap. It seems they have dynamic pricing based on, length, book price, sales, and I'm not really sure, to be honest. ACX reports are kind of annoying and monthly, so you have to download these, making it difficult to give you a grand total. However, I went through my bank account and tried adding up the income over the years. I think I have earned a grand total of around $1,250 from those 261 units. That's $4.79 a sale. Let's go ahead and just round up and call it $5 a unit. On average, I make around $25, I would say, a month with my two books. I do nothing to promote these books, so it's passive income and a nice surprise when that money does hit my bank account. So let's talk about how to actually record an audiobook. I've now recorded all 3 of my audiobooks using GarageBand on a MacBook. However, other programs that I hear recommended are Audacity, Adobe Audition, Pro Tools, Twisted Wave, Studio One, and Reaper. But again, GarageBand worked pretty well for me, and it's free. You don't need a super expensive microphone. In fact, I recorded my first 2 audiobooks with a $90 mic by Audio-Technica and a $10 pop filter. However, you do need a quiet room because background noise will get flagged in the files. Most people aren't aware of how noisy their house is or even their computer. I remember years ago, I had to re-record several chapters because background rain got picked up. Also, be aware of room echo. If you need to, hang some sheets or drapes to sort of deaden the sound, or even record in the closet. I'm not kidding, people do this. So here's a look at what my final GarageBand file looked like. It was 37 chapters with more in the beginning and the end. First, I had to do a ton of edits, and it was a lot, but the final version looks really clean like this. The entire recording process is pretty tedious and time consuming. Okay, so Chapter 34 done, recorded, but the last 5 chapters haven't been edited. I'm getting there. I think there's 37 chapters and a conclusion and some appendix stuff. So, final push, here we go. My book ended up being close to 7 hours long when all was said and done. I estimate it took 14 to 21 additional hours to edit, export, upload, and master the tracks to meet Audible requirements. How long will it take you? Well, my book was 70,000 words and 7 hours long. So let's call it an hour per 10,000 words. From there, I would actually quadruple those hours for your total time commitment. So a 40,000 word book would be 4 hours long when you're done with the whole thing. The total audiobook project time commitment, I would call that about 16 hours. Maybe longer, maybe a little bit shorter. I recorded my first 2 books in one very long, dedicated weekend. I recorded it all first and edited it right after that. This time I decided to tackle 3 to 5 chapters at a time, in the mornings usually, over 3 weeks or so. And I edited as I went along, usually in the evenings. It was really nice to break it up, but eventually I sort of just wished I had locked myself in a room for a weekend again, because it felt like I was barely making any progress over time. And it sort of was just always hanging over my head to work on it. I also had a lot of audio issues at the time of uploading this time around. I'm not an audio technician by any means, so it took me probably 6 or 7 hours to fix all the tracks and re-export and re-upload even after I thought I was done. But I did learn a lot about compressors and limiters and noise gates and all kinds of nerdy technical stuff. It's ironic because I actually invested in this new $300 microphone this year, but I don't think I had the settings dialed in or something before I hit record. And if you're wondering, this microphone is a Shure MV7. It's the USB version, and I'll link it below. So I hit on the commitment and some of the negatives, but is recording an audiobook fun? I actually think it can be. There is an element to reading that is a bit of a performance or acting, which I had fun with and liked. You should get really into it, by the way, to keep it interesting for the reader. Plus, I had a lot of fun just going back through this book that I hadn't looked at really in the last year. I am certainly proud of the book and content, even going through it again. However, I did find typos, and each one stung a little bit. In fact, I probably found, 30 to 40 little small typos, and I decided to write them down as I was editing, and now I still need to go back and update my master manuscript to fix them all. Now, the good news, though, in all of that is making the audiobook can help you find and fix any issues with the book. So it's hopefully now gonna be perfect. I did already sprinkle in a bunch of tips already, but here are a few more quick ones. Monitor your recording as you record. So this means listening to yourself with plugged in headphones, not Bluetooth. There can be a slight delay with that. Actually listening to yourself while reading. So this helps you hear when you read something wrong, which sometimes you just do, or catch any background noise that's getting picked up. Record the audiobook as soon as you publish your book so that the content is extremely familiar. It really helps with the performance aspect of your reading. Plus, you'll get more sales overall if that audiobook is live when the book launches. There are people out there who only listen to books. Drink water as you go. Yes, of course, to stay hydrated, but also so your voice doesn't sound dry, but never drink carbonated water. I did that a couple times and I regretted it. Stay consistent in terms of your reading speed and your distance from the microphone. And finally, hire a book narrator through ACX or voices.com if you aren't technical at all, or if this just sounds like too much work. Or you can actually just hire an audio technician to master your recordings. Obviously, there is a cost to all that. With a narrator, you can pay a flat fee up front, or you can split royalties on the sales, but either way, expect to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars for help with an audiobook. I recommend you just try it yourself. Now, speaking of, you can earn money from narrating other people's books. You can sign up to be a narrator through acx.com or voices.com. I was hoping to go through that whole process this month and share more about that, but my book took a lot longer than expected to record and get uploaded. It does look pretty straightforward though. You sign up, you fill out information about yourself, and you submit some audio samples. If you're a match in terms of what people need for their book, think gender, age, type of voice, and so on, you could get hired. It could be a really great side hustle for you, and you could even get hired, by the way, on voices.com for advertisements, voice narrations, courses, and all kinds of audio gigs. No matter your voice, there is probably somebody out there that could use it. Just bring that enthusiasm. That part is key. By the way, my book should be live now or very soon after I post this video. It takes roughly a week to get final approval from ACX, from their team, and I submitted it on May 23rd. So I'll drop a link to my new audiobook in the description and pin it on top of the comments. Soon, I'm gonna share on future videos what price it was set at, how many copies I sold, and updates on my earnings throughout the year on this new passive income stream. By the way, if you buy it, you're gonna love it. I gave my all for the performance for this book. I think I've gotten better each time. You're gonna get 7 hours of my best content. You're gonna learn a lot about the FIRE movement and how to retire early the easy way. Plus, you'll be supporting indie authors and creators like myself. It would mean a lot to me if you snagged a copy. And if you do, consider leaving a review. They really help out. I'm also, by the way, gonna give out one free copy of my audiobook to one random commenter on this video. Any comment will do, just ask a question or even say hello, and you are entered to win. I will reach out to the winner by replying to your comment, hopefully in the next 30 days or whenever I get some free codes. But of course, don't let that stop you from buying the book. Anyway, I hope this helps you out. If you want more passive income videos from me, do subscribe and actually check out this recent video all about my April 30-day passive income challenge, taking and selling stock photography as a total amateur. My name is Frankie. Thank you for watching till the end, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks.